Okay, so we're going to be looking at speed, velocity, acceleration, time, and distance, this worksheet. I'm going to do 3 on the front with you, and we're going to start with number 2. It says a vehicle travels 2,345, M stands for meters, in 315 seconds west. What is its velocity? The first thing I want you to do, everybody do it with me, is highlight the important information. All right, so not only are you going to highlight what's important, you're also going to list it out to the side. And yes, you do have to do this. So distance is 2,345 meters. Time is 315 seconds. How do I know that this is distance? I'm using the unit meters to tell me that it's distance. How do I know that this is time? I'm using S for seconds to recognize that this is time. And then obviously I'm being asked to find velocity. Okay, so the next thing that I need you to do is look at your formulas that you did as notes the other day and tell me what the formula is for velocity.
Distance over time.
Okay, so velocity equals distance over time. Does everybody see that in your notes? All right, so the next step for you to do is to just simply write the formula. Okay, quit clicking your highlighter, please. Then you're going to write the formula again. It's just this time you're going to put the numbers in. All right, guess what we get to do next? 2, 3, 4, 5 divided by 315. Let's see, 315 won't go into 234, but it will go into 2,345. And I know that 7 times 300 would be 2,100, so I'm going to go with 7. See where it gets me. 7 times 5 is 35. You should be doing the math, following right along with me. Okay, I get 145 as my remainder. I bring down a 0 and I go again. I know that 5 times 300 would be 1,500, so that's probably a little too much, so I'm going to go with a 4. 4 times... Okay. It's like, that's not right. Okay, so 5 minus 5, last time I checked, before I decided on the new math, was 0. Y'all just sat there and didn't say anything. Okay, so 5 minus 5 is 0, so that should have been an even 1,400. Okay, so 4 times 315 is what? Still 1,260, right? Okay. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Okay, so bring down another 0. And obviously, since I got 1,400, I'm pretty sure that that's going to be a 4 again. And guess what we're going to do? Yeah, we're going to keep repeating 4s. So let's just call this good at 2 decimal places so that we can round to 1. We're going to say velocity is equal to 7.4 meters per second. And I'm going to put a little squiggly line on top of my equal sign. And why am I going to do that? It means it's about equal. I mean, I rounded it off some. Okay? Okay, we're on number 4 now, and again, we're going to start with our highlighter. A car travels 65 kilometers per hour for 3 hours and 15 minutes. What distance is covered? All right, we're going to list everything that we know on the side. I know that this is what? It's a velocity. How do you know?
It's saying kilometers per hour.
Because it says kilometers per hour, and I know that's a unit of velocity. So 65 kilometers per hour. Okay, 3 hours and 15 minutes is what? It's a time. Okay, be careful here. In order for me to do the math, I have to have this in decimal form. I can't say 3 hours and 15 minutes. I have to take 3 hours and 15 minutes and put it into a decimal. And it's going to be 3.25. Why? Why wouldn't it be 3.15?
That's pi, right?
Okay. Because 15 minutes is 1/4 of an hour, guys, remember? And to put it into decimal places, I've got to put it in terms of 1/4 of an hour. 3.25 hours. And I'm looking for distance. Distance equals question mark. What is my formula for distance? Look at your notes.
Formula for distance is speed over
No, not speed over time.
velocity.
Speed multiplied by time.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so write it down. Write it down again. This time, speed, or it could be velocity times time, either one. Okay, so then substitute your numbers. Okay, notice what I'm doing on my units. 65 kilometers over hours, kilometers per hour. And then I made my time unit look the same. I put hours and then just over 1. Why did I do that? So that I could see that the hours cancel because I have 1 on bottom and 1 on top. And then all that's left is to do the math. So 3.25 times 65. And this time I'll try to get my math right. Okay, so I get 21125. I notice that there are 2 digits behind the decimal in the problem, so there's going to be 2 digits behind the decimal in the answer. So I need to clean it up and finalize it. Distance equals 211.25, and the only unit I have left is kilometers. When you solve it, guys, put a box around it so I can find it easier. There's my final answer. Okay, I'm going to go up and put a box around the other one too. It just makes my life easier. All right, going on to number 5. It says, how long will it take to go 210 kilometers traveling at 50 kilometers per hour? Guys, if I ask you how long is something going to take, what am I asking you? I'm asking how much time. How long will it take is time. And then I've got 210 kilometers, and I've got 50 kilometers per hour. So let's list everything. How long is time? So I'm going to put T equals question mark. 210 kilometers is a what? That is a distance. 50 kilometers per hour is either a speed or a velocity. What formula do I need? I need something that solves for time, so look in your notes. I've got some differing points of view. What is it? Distance divided by speed? Or distance divided by velocity, depending on what we're calling it. Okay. So time equals 210 kilometers divided by 50 kilometers per hour. Okay. So I'm going to take 210 and divide it by 50. I know that 50 times 4 is going to be 200, so I'll probably start there. 4 times 50 is 200. 10 is left over, bring down a 0, and 50 will go into 100 exactly twice, and I'm done. So all I need to do is clean it up, put some units on it. So time equals 4.2. Look over here. Kilometers and kilometers cancel out, so time is equal to 4.2 hours. Put a box. All right, let's talk about number 6. I'm not doing number 6 with you, but I'm going to give you a major hint. What do you have to do to the time in order to work this one properly? The time has to be converted to what? Has to be converted to hours. Why? Because your speed is in kilometers per hour. So that means your time has to be in hours. Okay? All right, you guys can do number 6 on your own.